Tiruchendur is an ancient temple town in the southeast coast of India. Thousands come to worship Lord Murugan, the main deity of Tiruchendur. Hopes and prayers, dreams and destinies mingle in the salty spray of the Bay of Bengal. They come from near and far, the old and the young, the rich and the poor. Bal Pandy is from Koondakulam, a small village in Tirunelveli district, about 35 kilometers from Tiruchendur. Like many others, Bal Pandy comes here every year as a penance, walking all the way from Koondakulam. The devotees seek Murugan's blessings, praying for wealth, good husbands for their daughters, a season of plenitude and freedom from penury. But Bal Pandy has a different wish to ask for. Perhaps the first sounds he heard as a baby would have been the chatter of painted storks. Naturally, Bal Pandy developed an interest in birds at a young age. This morning, Bal Pandy has some important guests in his village. He's going to meet them. The greater flamingos that fly down every summer. Many bird enthusiasts come here just to have a glimpse of these beautiful ballerinas, because nowhere else can you see them as close as in Koondakulam. Last few days, Bal Pandy has been watching the courtship of a pair of Indian coursers. They are birds of the open countryside. Maybe the female has laid its egg. It's time to go and check. The bar-headed geese are seasonal migrants from lands as far as China and Mongolia. They are not welcome in many villages because they feed on paddy. But not so in Koondakulam. In this unique bird sanctuary, right in the middle of a village, humans and birds have coexisted for hundreds of years. One would like to believe that the past was idyllic, that once there existed a world where animals and birds and humans lived happily in harmony. There are hardly 200 to 300 houses in the village, most of them small and thatched. A few are two-storied, built as early as in 1934. The first settlers in this area were Paniyas, believed to have come from Andhra Pradesh centuries ago. Farming and dairying were their main livelihoods. No one really knows when birds started coming to this village to make this their second home. To the elders, they were always there. Official records tell us that one Reverend Charles Theophilus Edward Renius, a European who lived in Tirunelveli between 1814 and 1838, first reported the existence of this village heronry. Koondakulam lies in the arid plains of southeast Tamil Nadu. On one side, the last hills of the Western Ghats mountain ranges. On the other, the eastern seacoast. In spite of the dry conditions, farming has flourished in this region since centuries. anicuts or channels took water from the mountains to the small man-made earthen dams. The year-round availability of water encouraged birds to build roosting and nesting sites in the swamps and lakes in the area. To the ancient villagers, the birds were like demigods. They believed that the birds brought them luck. Indeed they did, in the form of tons of guano, which they used as biofertilizer in their paddy fields.
The
In their rustic wisdom, the villagers sensed that they stood to gain by protecting the birds. This is a classic example of symbiotic relationship between humans and birds. The people have zealously protected birds and fought any kind of poaching or destruction of the bird habitats. Anyone who killed the birds would be paraded around the village with the dead bird hung from his neck. In Koondakulam, bird conservation today has Bal Pandy at its helm. This snipe could have been harmed in an attack by a bird of prey. Bal Pandy ensures that it is not seriously injured and lets it go free. Grey pelicans are among the prominent visitors to Koondakulam. Scooping up water with its open beaks, the pelicans use the elastic pouch as a landing net to catch fish. They nest high up in the trees in the water bodies. Pelicans can regulate body heat by sitting open-mouthed and quivering the pouch. Once back in their nests, the birds regurgitate the fish that they have fed on. But watching the chicks dig deeper into the parent's throat, one would not be sure whether they are feeding or fighting. Grey pelicans once soared the skies in millions. Now, one among the many in the list of endangered birds. They now survive only in small numbers in a few villages like this one. Bal Pandy keeps a constant vigil over the nests to see if any chicks have accidentally fallen down from the nest. If he finds one, he takes it under his wings. One of Bal Pandy's prime concerns is feeding the orphan chicks. The fish dropped by the birds at the nesting sites is one source. The villagers tolerate the birds, but none have the kind of passionate love for birds as Bal Pandy. Limited means and the responsibility of maintaining a family, but Bal Pandy still finds time and money to care for what he calls the angels of God. He goes all the way to a nearby town to buy fish for the birds. Protecting birds doesn't detract Bal Pandy from his social obligations. He actively participates in the local temple festival. Bal Pandy knows that he has to nurture a younger generation that too will love and care for birds. Or Koondakulam could very well suffer the same fate of nearby Mundradipu, where poaching and felling of trees destroyed the entire bird colony.
இது பறவை இல்லை, இது ஒரு மண் தரிசு மாதிரி தெரிஞ்சு இந்த பறவையும் கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாதபடி இந்த முட்டையும் கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாதபடி அந்த பறவையை வந்து ஏமாற்றி விட்டுருது. அப்படியே அந்த காலத்தை கிடைக்குது. பார்க்க பறவைகள் ரொம்ப அழகாகவும் இருக்கும். தெரியுதா? ஓடிக்கிட்டே இருக்கும்.
The local school is celebrating World Environment Day.
எனக்கு பெருமை, நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டுக்கும் பெருமை, இந்திய நாட்டுக்கும் பெருமைங்கிற முறையில் தான் அதை பாடினேன். கேட்குறீங்களா? திருநெல்வேலி பக்கத்திலே கூந்தகுளம் ஊர் இருக்கு, திருநெல்வேலி பக்கத்திலே கூந்தகுளம் ஊர் இருக்கு, கூடி வாழும் பறவைகளை கண்டிடுவீர், இங்கு ஒற்றுமையாய் ஒன்று கூடி வாழ்ந்திடுமே, இங்கு ஒற்றுமையாய் ஒன்று கூடி வாழ்ந்திடுமே. அதாவது சிகப்பு நாமம் இருக்கும், அது இந்தியன் முருகன்.
As a self-appointed guardian of birds, Bal Pandy conducts regular inspections of the bird nests. In Koondakulam, birds, beasts and men accept each other and respect their space. Yet that doesn't prevent a hoopoe from nesting right on the wall of this house.
Birds have been coming here for more than 200 years. That's what our forefathers say. Because of them, our village is prosperous. We have good harvest every year.
Koondakulam is best known for its abundance of water birds, and the most obvious among them is the painted stork. You might mistake them for dainty tall ladies wearing black bordered white saris. But then, a splash of pink fell on the feathers. Painted storks nest in colonies along with egrets, cormorants, herons and other water birds. The usual clutch consists of 2 to 4 eggs. Clambering, hungry little ones wait eagerly for the fish and water their parents bring. The intense heat can be too much for the chicks. The adults spread out their wings to shade them from the sun. Koondakulam is home to numerous other bird species too. The total number of bird species seen in Koondakulam is about 170. Among them, about 70 species nest here. Ornithologists, bird watchers and photographers frequent Koondakulam. Bal Pandy guides them around. The high visibility, large number, and the proximity to bird life attracts them to this small village. Using hides, photographers are able to get close views of bird life, such as this black-winged stilt nesting. Since its recognition as a bird sanctuary, Koondakulam is fast gaining international attention. The increasing popularity of Koondakulam has its downsides too. Commercial tourism now includes Koondakulam as one of its destinations. Tourists, ignorant and disinterested in birds or their habitats, get down in hordes, scaring the bird life. There are also unethical photographers who simply do not care about disturbing the birds to get a better shot. But anyone who dares to harm the birds should think twice. Fish poachers wither away at Bal Pandy's wrath.
I have loved these birds as long as I can remember. But I didn't know much about them. Then Dr. George Silas gave me my first book, Salim Ali's Book of Indian Birds. Dr. Robert Grubb gave me many books on birds. My first binoculars was also a gift from him. When I was about 18, Dr. Salim Ali visited Koondakulam. I still remember how he complimented me for my interest in birds. All this encouraged me to study more and more about the birds. My wife and I struggled to make ends meet. She once even pawned her gold ornaments so that we could buy fish for our orphans. Many have given me awards for my efforts. I am thankful to each of them. But I wish there was some more support from the government and others so that I could take better care of the birds. What more can I do, sir? I am an ordinary man. What more can I do?
What else can a man do for his fellow beings but pray to God? What more in the face of man's irreverence to life, irreverence to nature, but to offer himself before the altar? Bal Pandy mutilates himself, suffering excruciating pain, bearing the anguish of the birds on himself. All he can do is to ask, "Listen to my prayers. Bring the rain clouds over our land. Fill our ponds with water and fish, so that my children the birds may eat and drink to their fill. Let trees grow so that birds may nest on them. Bring forth their babies and care for them, till the young ones take to the skies. Come next January, it would be festival time in Tiruchendur. Bal Pandy would walk the scorching tarred roads once again. His mouth would be silenced, but his heart full of prayers. In his trance, he would see birds singing and playing, birds nuzzling their young ones, as they vie with each other for the bounty their parents bring. Sun will set over Koondakulam, to rise again tomorrow. Bar-headed geese will flap their wings busily, readying to go home to far-off lands. Flying over the mighty Himalayas, they will tell their children to remember Bal Pandy and pray for his happiness.